Okay. So.
These are dad jokes, correct?
Yes, dad jokes.
Okay.
So, I went to a fish aquarium this weekend.
Okay.
And, but I didn't stay long. There was definitely something fishy about that place.
It was either the workers or the fish. One of the two.
I don't wanted to bring my fishing pole,
Okay.
my rod and reel, go fishing.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't let me. They told me I couldn't.
I mean, it'd be the best place to get a bite.
Oh, absolutely.
You wouldn't really be fishing, you'd be catching.
Facts.
You'd have to use, like, a very small hook, though, because I don't think they got real big fish. That, you know.
I don't know. You go to a fish or you go to an aquarium, you might catch some sharks.
Maybe.
I mean, you wouldn't.
I would not.
Right, you would. You'd run.
I wouldn't. If there were sharks, I probably wouldn't even step foot in the building.
True.
Unless they were hammerheads. I'm cool with hammerheads. Just because if you stand in front of them, they can't see you.
But if you did catch a shark, though, you'd have a lot of shark meat.
You know, it is actually a proven fact that sharks do not like human blood.
I think it's more the flailing around. I believe I read somewhere that, like, when you're in the water and you're moving around,
Yeah,
they just assume that you're a seal.
Yeah, because sharks don't have good vision.
Right.
And so, but it's funny to think that they might bite off your leg and spit it out and be like, sorry, you don't taste good.
Right. And then you're left without a leg.
Well, you could drag it out of the water and reattach it.
Yeah, I guess you better have, hopefully when you went to the beach, you brought yourself a cooler.
Well, who doesn't when they go to the beach? I mean, I guess if you're going to a beach like that that's going to have sharks.
Oh, right. You're definitely bringing a cooler with ice in it.
Right, or, you know, some snacks. Because, like,
Right.
I feel like that's more of like an ocean. And I feel like a lot of people spend more time at ocean beaches than they do just like a lake.
Right. Adjust myself here. All right. So, I thought the dryer was shrinking my clothes.
Okay.
Turns out it was just the refrigerator.
Why is your clothes in the refrigerator?
Well, my clothes weren't in the refrigerator.
Oh!
You understand it now? Yeah. My clothes weren't shrinking.
I'm not gonna lie, I was gonna say, because you know you said they're shrinking your clothes. I was gonna say, no, it's just that you're short.
Yeah.
That might be the reason your clothes are small. You're short.
You know, it's funny. I used to tell myself, you know, you get high, and you get the munchies.
Mm-hmm.
I always used to say that I'm going to put a sign in the refrigerator that says, "Bitch, you ain't hungry, you high."
That reminds me of the bitch you ain't thirsty. Bitch you ain't pregnant, you thirsty.
You thirsty, bitch.
You thirsty.
You thirsty.
I feel like I wish I knew more context of that story. Like what happened afterwards.
Right.
Like did she believe for a minute that she was pregnant? Have you ever watched Dr. Phil?
I mean, not like full episodes, but like
Clips from like
right,
Facebook.
like the girl meet me outside.
Yeah, that's popular. But there's one where they literally she's a virgin, but she believes she is pregnant. She believes it is Jesus' child, and she has been pregnant for 5 years, or for many years, or something like that, longer than what a pregnancy should last.
Who does she think she is, Mary?
I have no idea, but she just kept saying, "I am pregnant." Like repeatedly, that's her. The whole joke is she kept saying, "I am pregnant," and Jesus is the father.
Wow.
But my question is, if she's pregnant, why is she thinking that it's taking so long? Because if she's been
Right.
pregnant for years, is what I'm saying. She keeps saying she's pregnant for years.
Damn.
And she's huge. And he asked her, Dr. Phil asked her,
So
well,
she big lady.
yeah. And Dr. Phil asked her how many children she was having. And she said, I don't know. I think it's 5, 6 kids in one bundle. I don't even think that's possible.
I mean, it is. You can have sextuplets, but that mostly occurs
Not for that
when you
many years?
do. Well, no, but sextuplets usually only occur like in vitro, IVF,
Right.
not by Jesus.
By Jesus.
I mean, if you're like in the religious sense that, God gives you children, blesses you with children.
No, she
But
legit
like,
thought.
he's not the father.
No, she thought he was the father.
Yeah, no.
And he kept telling her, no, I think you're just a bigger woman. But she wouldn't accept the fact
No,
she's
she's just crazy.
Yeah.
The bitch crazy.
And a lot of people who are crazy go on Dr. Phil.
Yes. It happens.
I've seen some weird Dr. Phil. There was a kid who believed her mother wasn't her mother.
Another one bites the dust. Sorry. So I found some stories
Okay.
on BuzzFeed
Okay, we like a good BuzzFeed story.
about awkward dates
I wouldn't know. I've never been on one.
that's
And I've had, what, 4 or 5 relationships? Something along those lines?
one that's almost
I
lasted
can't-
an entire year.
I can't say I haven't been on a date, but none that were memorable.
Right.
Like, I
Like
went,
an official date.
yeah, like I went to the movies for my birthday, and he fell asleep. And it was just us two. We were the only one in the movie theater. It was just us two.
I mean, you could have done way more things than just falling asleep.
He wanted to do way more things in the car before we went in.
It would have been way more
His
interesting
car-
in the theater.
His car was small and was not cleaned.
Oh.
And there was no protection available.
Oh. Well, then you couldn't have done anything in the movie theater either. Well, I mean,
You could.
right.
It
There are
wouldn't be
things
recommended.
that- right.
But it was the fact of he wanted to do it in the parking lot where there were other vehicles, other cars.
Right. Potential.
Witnesses.
Right.
And then he fell asleep on our first date. Now that's an awkward first date story.
That is an awkward first date story.
And we were watching a movie that I had already seen. I didn't tell him I seen it because he was so proud of himself.
Oh.
And then we went home, and I set up for my birthday party. And he gave me a ring
Oh.
that turns out he didn't actually want to give me. But the people I was living with,
Ooh la la.
the people I was living with, according to him, pressured him, even though he was a grown-ass adult, into getting me a ring.
Oh. That's sad.
Yeah,
When grown ass men say that they're peer pressured.
yeah. And so then after he told me that, I was like, well, what's the point? Now it's not special anymore.
Right.
And then
Because he didn't come up with it.
yeah, because they also took him to a place to get the ring and told him what kind of ring
I was
he
gonna say,
liked.
did he even pick it out?
No, because at this point we had only been dating officially. I mean, we were talking, but we had only been officially dating for like a week.
Wow. I mean, that almost kind of reminds me of my engagement. A little bit. you know, takes me to Walmart.
Hey, I'm not against the whole picking out your own ring thing, because sometimes men just don't get it right.
Well, you're right. However, I picked out my own ring. I paid for my own ring.
Oh no, that's another story.
And I put said ring on my own finger.
I would have threw it at him.
Well, 20 years later, we're still together, though.
If my current partner does not put the ring on my finger, there's gonna be some issues.
There wasn't even no down on one knee.
See, I could work with that, just because sometimes I feel like, depending on the situation, if you did it like very casual, and there wasn't nothing really set up, like flowers or candles or something sweet, and you were just like on a walk.
It was in a letter.
Did he propose?
Yes.
Well, see, I feel like it'd be weird to get down on one knee then.
If the letter,
Well,
the said letter said, when I get home.
he wasn't even home when you got the letter.
Well, no, he was gone for personal reasons.
Okay.
But said when I get home, I'm going to get you that ring you've been asking for.
Oh, so it wasn't even a surprise.
No.
Yeah, see, I feel like getting down on one knee in that aspect, I guess it all depends on, the person. But, like, it's just awkward, because now you know he's going to do it, so then you're just staring at him while he's down on one knee, like, okay, just put it on my damn finger.
Right, yeah, that totally didn't happen.
Yeah.
I put it on my finger right at Walmart. It's blooped right on.
I had a boyfriend who asked me to a school dance. He brought me into my own room, got down on one knee with his poster, well, a piece of printer paper, that said, "Will you go to the dance with me?" I told him to get up. Because I told him multiple times, we've had the discussion, do not get down on one knee, I will laugh at you.
Right. Because, I mean, first of all, you don't get on one knee to ask somebody.
If you don't use printer paper. When I asked, because
like, what did the printer paper say?
Will you go to the dance with me?
Oh. That's not very creative.
No. When I asked my friends to the dance, and I only made one poster. It was, like, cute and funny. It actually wasn't just, will you go to the dance? It was, something related to our friendship. And we went to the dance, and he got mad because I was dancing with his best friend's girlfriend.
But it's a girl.
But he was mad I didn't dance with him. But all night, I had been trying to get him to dance with me, and he kept running off with his friends to take pictures. And then I found out, at the end of the dance, because he dropped it on the floor, one of the pictures, like when you get a photo booth, those type of pictures, that dropped on the floor. And I went to go pick it up because somebody asked whose it was, and I thought maybe it was mine. He took a picture with one of my enemies.
Oh, them fighting words.
And when I asked him, because we didn't even get a picture together at that dance. We did go to a second dance, or a dance previous to that where we did get pictures together. But he was too busy off with his friends getting pictures that we didn't get a picture that night.
Wow.
I've had some awful dance.
I need some chapstick.
Okay. I've had some awful dance experiences.
Sounds like.
My first ever high school dance, selfish me, I will blame me for some of this. I was nervous all my other friends had dates. And I was nervous to not have a date. And the guy I wanted to ask was already going with somebody who was also my best friend. And they were dating at the time.
Oh.
But my best friend wasn't really a romantic person. She didn't want to text them on the phone. She didn't want to call. She was always getting herself in trouble, so she never really had her phone. And she wasn't very intimate. Like, they didn't hug, they didn't kiss, they barely even talked to each other in the hall, they didn't walk to class together. So it wasn't really a relationship.
I was gonna say, what kind of relationship is that?
I would like to call it a title relationship. She liked having
That's what I
the
was gonna
title of being a girlfriend,
Right.
but she wasn't committed to being the girlfriend. And so,
Was it like her first boyfriend?
she's had other kind of boyfriends, but they've only lasted like a day or two. Because she doesn't do anything with her relationships. And I've always said, because we, as a group of friends, would ask each other, oh, you know, who's going to be pregnant first in the friend group?
Oh.
I always said that she was going to be because she's very sheltered. Her parents sheltered her. So I believe the moment she gets that inch of freedom, she's going to get pregnant.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. But, like I said, so I couldn't ask him because he was clearly dating my friend at the time.
Right.
And they had broken up like a week before the dance. And so I tried asking him, and he said it would be weird because, you know, they had just broken up and I was friends with her. And I told him, well, she's cool with it, because I asked her. She goes, no, go ahead, you know, go for it. And he took forever to respond to me. And so the trailer park I lived in at the time, there was a boy that I had known from middle school who also now went to my high school, was there, and I didn't want to go alone. So I asked him if he'd go to the dance. Well, technically I told him I was going to take this other boy to the dance, and he was like, no, don't do that. So I assumed he liked me. So I figured it'd be easy to get him to go to the dance with me. So I said, hey, you know, you want to go to the dance? Well, then he asked me, or he said yes, and then he asked if I wanted to go to a football game with it. I was already planning on going, so I was like, sure, why not? Well, then I thought, well, you know, this is a little weird going to the dance. What are we going to tell people? We're not a couple. We're just going together. And I wanted people to think we were a couple. So I asked him out. I didn't like him. But,
Hey, at least you weren't going alone.
right, I wasn't going alone. And, like, that's why I say it's kind of my fault that the relationship didn't work out. So, I think it was like 3, maybe 4 days before the dance. And he would come over to my house. We'd watch TV. He helped me build a shed. And then we went to the dance, and he was being really mean to my best friend, calling her the B word. And I kept telling him, you gotta stop doing that. And he still kept being rude to her and then just walking off. And he was my ride home. And so he had come up to me, handed me my house keys, because I didn't have any pockets. Well, I had pockets, but they weren't going to protect my keys if I, you know. So I gave him my keys, and he handed me my keys and just walked off, so I assumed he left. Well, then later on that night, I found out he didn't leave. He sat at the front entrance of the high school, waiting till it was over, talking to his friends. And then when I said that I was getting a ride home, that I didn't want to get a ride home from him, he decided to stay and wait for my ride to appear. But the issue with that is I told him my ride was the people I was staying with. It was not. I had gotten a ride from a friend named, well, I won't say names, but a friend. And I kind of had a crush on him. And he kind of had a Charger. And I kind of wasn't losing that opportunity.
Oh, right, that's a nice car.
Yeah, my dream car.
Right, I wouldn't miss that opportunity either.
Right, so I panicked and I told my friend, and I was like, I need him to go away so I don't have to tell him that I'm not getting a ride from the people I live with, because I don't want to make him upset that I'm getting a ride from another guy. So we kind of, you know, told him, oh, you know, they're literally right around the corner. And so he left. And then I got in the car with this other boy and left. And that night, he had begged for my forgiveness. And he didn't want me to break up with him.
As he should have.
He didn't want me to break up with him. but I knew it wasn't gonna work out because I wasn't into him, and so I ended it that night. And that same night is when this other boy, not the one that took me home, but the one I was originally going to ask to the dance, texted me and asked me if I was okay because he'd seen what happened. And then we started talking. We ended up staying like on the phone together all night. And he asked me out. So we got together.
Nice.
And then a repeat happened because then me and him went to a dance.
Oh, Lord.
And then after the dance, we broke up.
You know what? I would have stopped going to dances after that.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, dances were not my forte.
Yeah, sounds like it.
And then I just went to the dance with my friends. So yeah, there's my awkward first couple of dates.
Yeah. Well, let's read a couple of these ones.
Okay, let's see if they're weirder than mine.
Uh-huh.
Did you lose it?
Well, no, my phone here decided it didn't want to read the stories, apparently.
Oh, well, it's a good thing your phone's not reading them. You are.
Well, it didn't want me to read them.
Apparently, it does not.
Okay. All right, so this one's called The Sipping Date.
The sipping date.
Yes. The guy would moan
Oh.
every time after sipping his drink. The entire night, I kept thinking how I'm being pranked for a YouTube video or something. Turns out, he just moans.
You know, I've had, not consistently, but there has been some people that I have dated that every time they took a drink of something, and, you know, it was their favorite drink, they would moan.
I mean, maybe the drink just tasted that good.
Maybe, but every time you take a drink, that seems a little excessive.
Just throw it at her.
You're welcome. No, that's what the hockey puck's for.
All right. I don't even know where that hockey puck went.
Dad probably stole it.
Oh, maybe.
There's hair on the microphone.
All right, this one, the salad date.
I like a salad.
I like a good salad too.
This can't be too bad.
On a blind date,
Oh, well.
blind dates never turn out good.
Well, I wouldn't say never, but the likelihood of them not turning
Right.
out well is higher than them turning out well.
Right. The girl orders Caesar salad and eats it with her hands.
Ew. Return her.
Right.
Take her back.
She tells them that she's not big into utensils. After eating, she asks me if I've accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior and invites me to confession.
How does that have anything to do with utensils?
I have no idea.
It's like, this isn't a discuss. Like, clearly this is probably like their first date, their first blind date,
Right.
considering it's still considered a blind date. That is not something you bring up.
I mean, maybe in her religion, they don't use utensils.
Maybe.
They don't believe in utensils.
Which, like, the whole utensil thing is fine, I guess. At least you're showing him what you're all about. But you don't bring up religion on a first date.
No, that usually turns a person away.
Right, and that's something you should sit down and discuss together. Not
Right.
when you're at a dinner table having salad.
The wandering date.
It's gonna be a blind guy that just wanders everywhere.
I don't know. Once I was on a Tinder date
Oh god, Tinder.
and
You
actually
spend more money trying to find a date than you do actually getting one.
true, and accidentally got us lost. So while we were wandering around, I jokingly asked him what his worst first date was, and he said, probably this one, There wasn't a second date.
That's messed up.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely wouldn't have got a second date either.
Yeah, but you don't tell people. Like, you don't just be like, yeah, no, this is horrible.
Right.
Like, you can, I mean, I guess telling them is an honest thing to do.
Oh, we got cats playing with cords.
Yeah, that's just great. But I guess, I don't know, because I feel like being told, yeah, this is a horrible date is just a mean thing to say. Now, saying, look, I'm not into this, maybe I don't think this is going to work out, I feel like it's a politer way to say there's not going to be a second date.
Right. Instead of, oh, well, this is a horrible date.
Yeah. Not that I would ever know, because I've never been on a good one, so.
I've been on a few.
You've been married for a long time.
I have 17 years.
Somebody get her, Jesus Christ. Did y'all bring up religion on your first date?
No.
Have you ever talked about
Our first date was with his mom.
Oh, wonderful.
It wasn't too bad. I didn't eat, though.
Is that because you were pregnant?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
I mean, I don't think I was. I don't know. That was a long time ago. But yeah.
I mean, I would hope you'd have your first date before he knocked you out.
So, the movie theater date.
Oh, I've had one of these.
Yeah. What's the weirdest date you've been on? I'll go first. We were going to see a movie and didn't buy tickets in advance and couldn't get two tickets next to each other. So we ended up sitting on opposite sides of the theater, and then the movie ended and we were like, cool, okay, bye.
I wouldn't even stayed.
No, I would have just left.
I would have either went to a different movie theater or, you know what, people don't do enough mini golfing these days.
Mini golf is fun.
Exactly.
As a matter of fact,
take your girl on a mini golf date.
As a matter of fact, maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, your father and I, we went to Frankenmuth, Michigan, and we went to the hotel it's called Bronner's.
Go ahead, get up on the couch. We have a dog in the interview.
And we went to a hotel and stayed. It was just one night, and it was called the Bavarian Inn.
Sounds fancy.
It's very nice, and we stayed at the honeymoon suite.
Ooh.
Yeah, very very nice. And they had and they had a mini golf course right in the hotel.
Well, I'd be damned.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think it was called Willie's Mini Golf, but it was quite fun. They have indoor quite a few indoor pools, and they have an arcade. We went and did some of that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Isn't this also the place that had the tub in the middle of the room?
It wasn't in the middle of the room, but yes, they had I don't know what they called it. I don't know if it was like a hot tub or what it is, but it's some kind of like tub.
Oh, okay. Maybe like a jet tub?
Yeah, right. It is in the room. It's not like in the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Was your room have a lot of windows?
No, it just had the one, but it had blinds.
Oh, okay. So it
it had a deck.
Oh,
Like, there was a
little
door.
balcony?
Yeah, like a little balcony.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't really go out on it. It was wintertime.
Yeah, right.
It was chilly.
Yeah.
We did get to walk. They have all these little shops and stuff there. So we went and walked around all the little shops.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really cute. And it wasn't badly priced either.
So that's the thing with dates nowadays is the price.
Yeah.
Because everything is so expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And for me though, you could set up a blanket on the floor in the living room, turn on TV, and bring me hot chocolate and popcorn, and I will be happy.
Right.
But like
Or a pizza.
Or yeah, never can go wrong with pizza.
Yeah.
I can eat that any day. But I feel like there are times though where you do want to like go out and actually do something, and like things are so expensive. Like just to go out to dinner, you're paying like $40 for just 2 people.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Me and my partner, we went to Golden Corral, which is an all-you-can-eat buffet. We paid almost $40 just for the both of us, which is ridiculous.
And now they have this thing in some restaurants that, depending on like the number of people you have to pay like
Tips.
yeah,
Yeah.
like they're now making you pay.
Yeah.
I mean, and I get it because there are some people who are assholes.
And won't tip at all.
Yeah, and won't tip at all. I mean, I get if you go in there and you get horrible service, but most likely you're not gonna get that bad of a service.
Right.
Like if your food is late, like if you're sitting there for a really long time waiting for your food, that's not the waitress or waiter's fault.
No.
You know, they're not cooking the food.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing, like, I think ever since I worked at McDonald's, I've looked at the perspective of, like, restaurants different. Because, like, I noticed a lot of people hate on the waiter or the people who are taking their order or getting their food. And it's the cooks. It's mainly the cooks. Or there could be something happening. Like, there are a lot of rude customers. It makes your job 10 times harder.
For sure, because then you're not allowed to yell at them or cuss them out. I mean,
you can.
You
get
can,
fired.
right? You can get in trouble, get fired.
I don't think I've ever got mad, like where I was yelling at a customer. But there was one time where a guy gave me his order and I didn't hear him correctly, so I asked him to repeat it. And he started yelling at me. And I got really frustrated, and so I just kind of walked off a minute. But then the guy behind him, who was waiting the order, just completely went off on the guy. And then I was scared because I thought he was going to yell at me. And he asked for the manager, and so I thought I was getting in trouble for something. But no, he just told the manager not to serve that guy, which we weren't allowed to do, but it was the thought that counted.
Right. Could you imagine going through a drive-through and then ordering and be like, yeah, the guy behind me's paying for my order.
I think people do that. I've had, there was a day, it was actually really, really funny because it was actually people that I knew came through the drive-through and they were like, hey, I'm going to pay for the person behind me. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I had, I've never done that before, so I didn't know how it worked. And so she asked me how much their order was. So I just assumed, okay, I click on their order and then she pays and then she drives off.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we did. And then they came up to my window and I realized that they were actually related to each other. But I knew all of them. But the lady in the first car that paid, I didn't recognize her.
Mm.
And so when they had pulled up, I was like, oh my God, your wife just paid for you. And they were like, are you kidding me? And I think it was like the next day, he came in and did the same thing for her.
Nice.
And it was great.
No, but I'm talking more like you go.
Oh, like you go in and you go to the drive-thru and ask.
No, you just pull up in your order and you're like, yeah, the person behind me's paying, and you don't even know that person, and then that person pulls up and their price is like way more than what they ordered, and they're like, what's going on? And like, oh, the person ahead of you said that you were paying for them when they weren't.
Yeah, and like I've never had that happen, so I don't know how it would work. Because like at that point they're probably already gone.
Right. So they just got free food.
I guess if business is slow and they're still waiting for their food, because that'd be a risky thing to do. Because by the time you get up to get your food, if we're slow or you have a big order, and then we realize the person behind you isn't paying, then we just yell up front to the front crew and say, hey, they didn't pay, don't give them their food. So then you're fucked.
Right.
You ain't getting no food today.
You ain't getting shit today. You starve.
No, but I think the sad thing about like fast food restaurants or just restaurants in general is whatever is like we've had orders that have been like messed up, and obviously we can't sell them.
Right.
And so instead of us like giving them out for free to people who can't afford food, our crew eats them, or we throw them away.
See, I mean, I get the crew eating them, but throwing them away, that's just sad.
Well, see, the thing about crew,
Take them out and give them to the homeless.
The thing about
crew,
I'm
sorry, the unhoused.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I guess it sounds more polite when you say it that way, but it's the same thing as being homeless.
Right.
And it's been called that for years.
Right. I could see it not being okay to call a person that's unhoused a bum.
Yeah,
which is what they were called, way back when.
Yeah. I was in the car with the people I used to live with, and she's very judgmental.
Very.
And I have a soft spot for old men, particularly. Like, I don't know, they're so nice, and
right.
Typically they're nice anyways. And there was an old guy on the corner, and he was holding a sign. And he had a jacket, and he, it looked like he had decent clothes. They weren't all raggedy. He had a bag next to him with some snacks. And she was like, yeah, you're not homeless, blah, blah, blah. But just because they look nice doesn't mean they're not homeless. Because there are people who say get a divorce or lose their house or things like that. And they don't just lose their property. They take what they can with them. So they might have nice clothes.
Right.
And they might have had a little extra cash in their pocket to get snacks. But they don't have enough to buy a house or, go somewhere to wash or have a nice meal. And, that's why I never... Now, do I give them money every time I see them? No, because there are people who do that. They'll just sit on the corner.
Right. And there's also, people that, as they call it, panhandle.
Yeah.
For
unnecessary items.
Right. Drugs, alcohol, things like that.
Yeah.
But, then you got your ones that actually do it for food and, necessities. And again, if you see them in nice clothes, they could also be going to free clothing places.
Right. And see, the thing, I will say the one thing that I never really understood, but now I've kind of realized it a little more, is people used to say all the time, I don't understand why they can't get a job. And I used to say, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. You could walk in anywhere, fill out an application. But when I filled out my application, you needed a house address, a way to work, and people who are homeless, they don't have an address. And yeah, you can probably get an address off an abandoned place, but people who are faithful and don't want to lie, they're not going to do that, especially when they're already struggling. They know the struggle of you know, lying and not being unfaithful. So I'm sure they don't want to just pick an address and, and then if they don't
You
have,
can't even use a PO box because you got to pay for that.
yeah, I think it's like $25 a month.
Mm. And being homeless, you don't have any money until you get a job.
Right, and the money you do get, you're not going to spend on a stupid metal box for your mail.
Right.
You're going to spend it on food and stuff to wash yourself and to take care of yourself.
And that's why I really think that homeless people should be able to use homeless shelters as, even if they're not staying there, as addresses.
Right, or churches
Yes.
that, feed the homeless and provide for them. I think they should be able to use that address. I also think that we need more, like, public places. Now, I get it's hard being that people destroy everything, but more places, more public restrooms that aren't in buildings. Because not a lot of homeless people are going to want to go into a fast food place and get judged by everyone just to go to the bathroom.
And a lot of your places will say no public restrooms or whatever.
Yeah.
Which means like
if you're not ordering,
or you're not buying, you can't use their bathroom.
Yeah, we went into a Burger King the other day and they had a button. Now I don't know if it was if you didn't order you can't use it, but they had a button that unlocked the bathroom doors. I don't know if you had to order for them to unlock it or if you could just go in and ask when they unlock it. But like I feel like we need more just buildings with toilets and showers in them.
Right, yeah, like outside.
And I'm not,
like when you go to an amusement park or whatever, like those type of bathrooms.
Yeah, and I'm not saying like the state has to fund the stuff for it. Like I feel like us as a community should be able to pitch in.
Right, raise the money, do fundraisings.
Right, or there's places like down where, well, not down, I don't know if it's down or up, but over where I used to live, they had like a community pantry. It had a little fridge. People would bring food, but they'd also bring like little baggies of like household necessities. But people over abuse it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was actually in that situation. We had a freezer full of meat, a fridge full of food, a pantry you couldn't put one more can on the shelf, and we were still going to these pantries to get whatever we could shove anywhere. That way we didn't have to go buy groceries.
Yeah.
And I think that it's not what that's for. It's for people who can't afford to go out and get groceries. Now, it's one thing if, say, you just went grocery shopping and now you're broke, and say you're like, oh, I forgot to get milk. So you go up there and you grab milk. Well, you need that.
Right.
And you can't go buy it. But if you don't need it and you're just buying extra to get extra, it's pointless. Like, leave it to the people who can't get food or who are homeless.
Right. There used to be this, I think it was called Little Food Bank or something of that sort. I'm not exactly sure what it was called, but it used to be right down the street here.
Mm.
There's a field down there, and well, it used to be a school there, and then it got tore down. But it was just a little pantry, I guess I would say, little box, and you couldn't put cold stuff in it, but canned goods, box things that you could put in it, and anybody could come and take what they needed.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, the whole thing was gone.
It's because people abuse
Like somebody just took it out.
Yeah, it's because people abuse the privileges of having things like that. People who either have money or don't care about people who don't, and so they abuse it, and we have no choice but to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Just like I was actually, I've gone with you a few times. I can't remember the name, but you walk up the stairs and they have, it's like I want to say it's called Center of Hope.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I went there to donate 4 bags of clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a guy with his
I actually have been there to get a winter coat before.
yeah, and they're great place. I've never had any issues with them. But there was a guy, and he had, and I understand, it's soliciting what he was doing, but he was in their parking lot, and he had the bed of his truck down, and he was selling like sandwiches and salads. And yes, they expired that day, but they were still good.
Right.
They weren't like they expired that day later on that night.
That's more of a for stores. Like if the store has it still on their shelves and it expires, yeah, they have to get rid of it. I mean, for certain things, for instance, like your milk, if it expires,
you maybe have a couple hours.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's things like, salad, sandwiches, you're probably good for another day or so.
Yeah. But, and actually, the guy was a little pushy, I will admit, but I get he was just trying to be helpful and, get him out. And maybe he knew what he was doing probably wasn't the greatest because he was rushing people to grab them. Like we were driving by and he was like, hey, stop, come get some sandwiches and stuff. And I didn't get out of the car, the person that was with did. And then he came to my window and was like, hey, come get something. So I got out and we were looking or whatever. And the people from this place came out and were telling him, hey, you can't do this because we're not going to be reliable if these people get sick, which is understandable. But they were so rude to this guy. He was saying, no, they're good. Like, he was trying to explain to him, no, they're good. Like, I'm not trying to do anything wrong. Like, if you need me to move in a different part of the parking lot, I can. And he was just being rude or she was just being rude to him when he was just trying to help people out. And then I'm assuming was someone there to help or security, something like that, a bigger dude. He came out and tried to push me and this other person, like almost put his hands on us because we were still looking. And he almost put his hands on us, telling us that we weren't allowed to grab anything. But I think in our free will, if we decided to grab food after, knowing that we might get sick, that's on us.
Right. That's today's society, though.
Mm-hmm.
Not afraid.
But I feel like.
Is that blanket on?
No.
Oh,
But I feel like, cause like things like that, like yeah, obviously you probably wouldn't want somebody doing that at your company. But tell them to go across the street.
Right. Well, and the fact that this place isn't really it's not a place of business. Yeah, it's a non-profit organization.
Yeah, so it's not like they were going to get in trouble for having people selling things. They weren't even selling it. They were giving it away for free.
Right.
And I feel like I can see if you go to a store and you set up out front and then you're saying, hey, pay this amount of money for this, then I can see why that's not okay because now you're taking profit away from their business.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy was literally just he had extra stuff and he was just trying to give it away. And they were so rude to him. They could have offered to take the food and give it away for him if they just didn't want him there.
Right.
Or they could have said, okay, let the last few of the people get their food. Because, they wouldn't have been held responsible. They could have came out and just said, hey, this is not from our place. We are not giving these out. This guy and himself is. And then, then they wouldn't have been able to be like, yeah, it was this place that poisoned us or this place that made us sick. And you can tell that they weren't open.
Right.
And I ate my sandwich and it tasted delicious. And it was literally just, like when you go to Kroger or Walmart and you go to where their cold food is.
Oh, okay. On those pre-made sandwiches.
Yeah, they wrap in saran wrap.
Oh, okay.
And they have the little styrofoam black tray underneath them.
Right.
It was those. And it was
okay.
And it was the salads that you get from Kroger. and stuff
Oh,
like that.
okay. Those are good salads.
Yeah,
I get those all the time.
yeah. And they weren't opened. They were just the date. They were going bad. I mean, they weren't bad, but they were, on the edge of the cliff.
Mm-hmm.
And they tasted great. I ate both of mine. I ate my salad and my sandwich, and I didn't end up sick.
Nice.
So yeah, it was a nice gesture because I'm thankful that we had those sandwiches. We were in the car all day pretty much.
Oh, yeah. So you were probably pretty hungry.
Yeah, and I don't eat when I first wake up, and we had left the house right like I want to say an hour after I woke up, and so I was starting to get hungry, and we still had like 2 hours left before we went home, and a lot of that was spent in a car in the heat, so I was really hot and hungry, and so it was nice that I had a sandwich.
Nice.
I didn't eat the salad right away. I think I ate that. I ate that like the night after, so it was kind of a day after the expiration date, but it still tasted fine.
Right.
No, I didn't do like the eggs because like the eggs were boiled already.
Right. Yeah.
So I didn't do the eggs because I was like, okay, they've probably been boiled and in here for a while.
Right.
But the lettuce was fine. I didn't do the ranch just because I don't think I ever really liked the ranch that comes with the
No,
salad.
I never eat the ranch that comes in the salad.
Yeah.
It's usually not that good.
No, and they don't give you enough.
No, not at all.
They give you enough to coat the top.
Right.
And then after you get off the top, it's like, okay, oh no, my ranch.
Right. Now I'm
Eating a dry salad.
right. So, I thought maybe now we could, I don't know, pick it up a little bit.
Okay.
We've been talking about some sad things here a little bit.
Yeah. Kinda.
So, I don't know. I found some jokes.
Okay.
I don't know. I thought maybe we could, either I could read them or we could take turns reading them.
Okay.
Okay, not that joke.
Is that joke explicit?
No, it's about a dinosaur, but it's a very long.
Joke.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What do you call a well-balanced horse? That's a good one, but no. Stable.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Mine was funny.
They're a little corny. These jokes.
No.
What do you call an angry carrot?
I don't know.
A steamed vegetable.
I have a joke for you.
Okay.
How do you get holy water?
I don't know.
You boil the hell out of it.
Nice. How do you make an egg roll?
Push it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. What would bears be without bees?
Oh, ours?
Ears.
Ears. I love
Close.
those.
Close.
I'm not good with spelling. Leave me alone. I've heard that one before. I think it was the other day, actually.
Why did the bicycle fall over?
It lost its training wheels.
Yeah, kind of. But it was too tired.
Aww. How adorable. I lost my training wheels late in my days.
Your brother was very young when he rode his bike without training wheels.
Yeah,
And you know, I missed it.
my brother has always been very confident in things like that.
Oh, for sure.
He would, I mean, he does some pretty dangerous.
Oh, yeah, look at the go-karts and the dirt bikes and all that. But
Yeah, the dirt bike that flung me off of it, and then he was like, "Oh my God, is my bike okay?"
yeah, he was, let's see, 4 when his training wheels got taken off, and I missed it. I believe I went in the house to,
My uncle?
yes,
He taught me.
I went upstairs to get my shoes on, and I told your uncle, don't do it without me. and he put him on the bike, and your brother just took off. It wasn't even really that he taught him. Your brother just
Oh,
got on
no.
and off he went.
That's my brother for you.
Oh, for sure.
He's always trying to one up everybody else. Can't tell him otherwise.
No. I mean, he's always found the one, certain things that he would be passionate about.
Yeah.
And he would just run with it. And he'd get so good at it, like fixing.
Didn't at one point, he says that he didn't, but didn't at one point he put like actual bicycles together?
Yes.
I tried talking to him about it the other day, and he was like, I don't remember doing that.
I mean, he didn't like take bicycles from the frame and build them,
Well,
but he fixed them.
Yeah, but didn't he get bicycles from the neighbor, like bicycle parts?
He did. The neighbor got a bicycle, a frame or whatever, and he started to put it together for him, and he was teaching him, and then he just gave the rest of the parts and whatnot. Bless you.
Thank you.
And then he gave the rest of the parts to him, and your brother put it together himself.
Okay, so he didn't start from frame and then.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. What did the triangle say to the circle?
What's the point?
You're pointless.
I was close.
Yeah.
That's offensive.
R.I.P. boiling water. You will be missed.
Oh my god. I think your paper over there is getting dug up in the dog.
What are we doing? Sheesh, man. That's a weird joke. Oh, now I get it. I have to scroll down.
You ever do that where you're trying to figure something out and you get figured out, and then you go back to it or you ask for help and someone's like, it's right here, I don't know why you couldn't find it, and you realize you just didn't scroll?
Yeah. Yep. Just gotta scroll.
Yeah.
I ordered a chicken and an egg online. I'll let you know what comes first.
Oh.
The chicken or the egg?
You know, see, there are people, in my opinion, I believe the chicken came first.
Your man.
Well, this is going to be a great
Oh
one.
yeah, he had a very good point
Okay.
to what came first.
Okay.
So
Is this going to be an argument I'm going to have with him later?
maybe, I don't know, because I thought it was good. It made sense. So the chicken has evolved from back when the dinosaurs.
So they say. But okay.
Oh, well, this is what he's told me.
Okay.
So it has evolved from the dinosaurs.
Mhm.
So he says that the chicken is what came first.
That's what I said. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was once not a chicken, and then.
One moment.
Okay. Now, some dirty jokes.
Oh my.
Oh my. Okay. What does the horny toad say?
I don't know.
Rub it.
Okay. Question, is it a female or a male?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I mean, I won't go into too detail, but I feel like rubbing it would be more of a female thing than a male thing. I feel like that would be considered stroking.
Well, I mean, some men say they gotta go rub one out,
But you're not rubbing.
which is jerking it.
Yeah, but you're not rubbing, you're stroking. Rubbing is like,
I know, but well,
I
if it's
can't.
in your hand, I don't
I
know.
don't know. Moving on.
What does a robot do after a one night stand?
Get oiled up.
He nuts and bolts.
Nice. That's unfaceable.
Mm-hmm.
First, okay.
Hey, a bee, he honey nut Cheerio.
I heard that.
Mm-hmm.
These unfaithful people. That one seems very dirty. She's got
Who is Cogsworth's best friend? Do you know who Cogsworth is?
His name sounds familiar.
He's from Beauty and the Beast.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah,
who's
he's the
his
clock.
No. Yes.
Yeah, he's the clock. 'Cause
Yes.
Lumiere is the
Yeah. So who is his best friend?
candlestick.
His candlestick.
Oh, so that's right. Never mind.
What do you call an Italian prostitute?
It's a me.
Oh, I'm
yeah.
sorry. I totally said that wrong.
Oh, okay.
An Italian hooker.
How did you get prostitute from hooker?
Well, I kind of read the answer a little bit.
Oh, a prostitute?
A pasta.
Oh, a prostitute.
Yeah.
Okay.
What did? Oh, never mind. You probably won't know that.
Okay.
It's like it's 101 Dalmatians,
I know 101 Dalmatians,
and it says, "What did Pongo
which is the dog.
and Perdia
Uh-huh.
say after they did the deed?"
Oh.
That hit the spot.
Canceled. Take it off. Take it off the internet.
Take it off the internet. Ruined a childhood movie. Are you a pie?
Because I've got an apostrophe for you.
Because I'd like a piece of you.
Dirty, but Now, what are we talking? Like a piece of my finger, piece of my foot?
I mean, considering I'm your mother, I want a piece of your heart.
It's very cold sometimes.
I've been told that I have a very cold heart. Because, see, I take very hot showers.
Mhm.
And I've been told that I have to take very hot showers to thaw
to thaw
out my
your
cold heart. Now, I say I take hot showers because I'm trying to warm my soul. I have a very cold soul.
I think there's a little bit of cold soul in all of us. People are just jerks.
But see, something is very wrong with my microphone.
You're having some technical difficulties.
I really am.
Should we switch?
Maybe.
Maybe this will.
Maybe this will help.
Yeah, what is your volume
I turned it all the way up to 9.
at? Okay, well, we'll see.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Maybe it's because my microphone is set on A, or this one is set on A. It needs to be closer to the box.
That's a possibility.
Maybe.
What did Winnie the Pooh say to his new love interest?
I don't know.
Show me the honey.
Oh, so he's not interested in her. He's interested in the honey.
Want to hear a dirty joke?
Yeah.
A white horse fell in a mud puddle.
I thought you said a white whore.
No, a white horse fell in a mud puddle.
Oh, okay.
That's a dirty joke. Now, want to hear a clean joke?
No.
The white horse took a bath.
Okay.
What gets wetter when things get steamy?
The ceiling?
Steamboats.
Okay.
What's 6 inches long and has 2 nuts at the end?
Not any guy I know.
I feel bad for your man then.
Hmm.
And almond joy.
Ew, those are gross.
They are gross
Those are gross.
because they have coconut.
Yeah. Now, coconut water is good.
I don't even
Is
like
it coconut water or coconut juice?
coconut water.
Coconut water is good, but like the skin, like the meat inside the coconut.
I don't like any of it.
Man, hold on. Before we move to the next joke, we were downstairs. We were watching Hell's Kitchen. They were cooking lobster. And now I really want some lobster.
You know, I've never had lobster. I would love to try
Yes.
lobster.
If I can get my partner to buy some, which I don't even know if you can, at Kroger,
You know, I don't think I've ever seen.
lobster. I've
Lobster.
seen shrimp.
Right, I've seen shrimp, crab, fish, but I've never seen lobster.
I'll have to Google where you can get it.
Right. Do you even know how to cook it?
That's what Google's for.
Do you know that if
I
you
know how to
put,
crack it.
do you know that if you put a live lobster in a boiling pot of water, it screams?
Does it really?
Yes.
Well, that's horrifying.
Isn't it?
Oh, Lord.
I would never ever want to put a live lobster in a boiling pot of water.
No. I've seen this girl was putting live lobster into a pot, and it got her fucking finger.
Yeah, they'll pinch you.
Yeah, fuck that. I mean, I don't understand why we've ever. I don't know.
I told you there's something wrong with it. It was fine yesterday.
I think you broke it.
I did no such thing.
But I don't understand why we would put live lobster in a pot. Why can't we kill it first?
I don't think there's like a way to.
What, kill it?
Yeah, like without putting it in. Well, there has to be because you could buy uncooked
Lobster.
lobster.
Yeah.
So I don't know why
That's what I was saying.
they do it. I don't know.
They just torture them.
I think so.
Because in my opinion, if it's like, like any other animal, when they die, they go to the bathroom. So you're boiling this, which is then it's going to urinate in the boiling water, which will boil out.
Right, it'll sterilize, I guess.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you just kill it first?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Hmm.
I'll have to Google it.
Why did the male chicken wear underwear on its head?
I don't know.
Because its pecker was on its face.
Oh, that's a good one. Mom, why did the chicken cross the road?
To get to the other side.
No,
Why?
because he saw the light.
He was dying?
He saw the light.
Well, that's sad. What's hot, pink, and wet?
My shoes outside when it's raining. They're hot pink and they're wet.
Not quite the answer that I would have given.
Okay.
However, it's a pig in a hot tub.
Why would the pig be in the hot tub?
Maybe he had sore muscles.
Or maybe he was preparing himself to be cooked. He was warming up the meat.
Maybe. Maybe he was getting ready for a pig roast.
Maybe.
I'm gonna try to find some dirtier jokes here.
I don't know. The one about not taking a shower was pretty dirty.
You know, taking your shower, not taking your shower, is pretty dirty.
Yeah.
I mean, me, myself, I take a shower about every other day.
This might be gross, but I take one probably twice a week.
No, that's not bad.
But I only do that because I have really dry hair. And every time I get in the shower, no matter how hard I try not to get my hair wet or to wash my hair, I always end up doing it. And so,
That's why you gotta put your hair up in a bun.
see, I've done that, but I still end up somehow getting it wet. But that's because I like to bask in the water.
Ain't that the truth? I like being in that shower in the hot water until it runs cold.
See, the only thing that sucks is I don't like standing. Like, if I could just, like, sit down.
Yeah.
There's been times where I've sat on the floor and just let the water.
Mm-hmm.
But on the bottom, it's kind of cold.
Yes.
Like, I feel like water that comes out of our shower head gets cold very easily. Because our, like, faucet part of the shower didn't work. And so I thought, okay, I could fill the bathtub up by just turning the shower on. But by the time the water reached the bottom of the tub, it was cold. So I had cold bath water.
Well, damn.
I don't know.
Why isn't there a pregnant Barbie doll?
Because parents thought it would be too messed up, so they discontinued it.
Ken came in a different box.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Childhood ruined.
Childhood ruin. What did Nala say to Simba in
No,
bed?
I just watched this the other day. Do not ruin this for me. Okay.
Mufasa.
Oh, that is so messed up.
That is bad.
Considering, oh, I guess you haven't seen it yet.
No, so don't spoil it.
Yeah, but it would make more sense if she had seen Mufasa.
What did Cinderella say to Prince Charming?
I don't know.
Want to see if it fits?
Food?
You gotta make it though.
Ooh, we got lunch.
Ooh.
Oh, and chips. And more chips.
Keep pulling things out of the magic bag. Ooh.
Skittles.
Oh, they're so cute. And so tiny.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ew.
Kinder Bueno.
Those are gross.
No.
Yes. Thanks. Appreciate it.
It's hazelnut. It's
Look,
good.
it's like running our own business. We got staff to bring us the food.
True. Except for it wasn't really staff. It was my husband.
Well,
It
your
was the
husband.
husband.
And we can't call him staff. He'll expect to get paid.
True. And I'm not paying him.
He can have a
Katie, what are you doing?
You know how you can pay.
We're not repeating what he just said.
We'll give him a penny each time we record. I think we can afford that.
How did Burger King get Dairy Queen pregnant?
Oh, I've heard this, but I don't remember the answer.
He forgot to wrap his Whopper.
You know, Whoppers are not the only big thing at Burger King. A Bacon King is the biggest thing. And I don't know, I think calling it a Bacon King is for a big king. Like, you know when they say you want to sit on the throne?
Yeah.
See? Man, now I'm hungry. This pizza's cold. Have you ever seen the hot dog thing? You put
The
the
hot dog
The
thing.
skills tube.
yeah.
I'm gonna preheat the oven. You guys gotta throw it in and cook it.
Okay,
Now, what did you say?
the hot dog thing.
It'll be in the freezer.
Okay,
I don't know what you're talking about.
you empty these tubes.
And you put a hot dog in
Put a
it?
hot dog in it. You give it to your friend, and you tell them, "Hey, I need you to do a challenge. I need you to tip this up and see how many you can fit in your mouth." And when they tip it up, the hot dog goes straight to the back of their throat.
Oh. Oh.
We
You
should
know-
try that.
You know what's funny?
My phone is driving me nuts.
I'm not really sure. I think I seen a video, hilarious video, that I would like to reenact.
Okay.
It was a woman's husband, or boyfriend maybe.
Okay.
Katie!
She's always interrupting something.
Eating a banana, and the wife comes up behind him
Mm.
and shoves his head down,
Mm-hmm.
and he deep throats the banana
Oh, I've seen
and
this.
chokes.
Yeah.
And she says, "Now you know how I feel."
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I totally want to reenact that.
But see, Dad doesn't eat bananas.
I know, but he does eat hot dogs,
Yeah, but
like raw hot dogs, like cold out of the fridge.
does he? Dad takes big bites.
I know, he eats like half the hot dog in one bite.
Yeah, it's like 2 bites for him.
I know.
Or usually he wraps it in cheese.
I just need to like walk up to him
Give him a hot dog and be like,
and just just be like, open your mouth and just shove it in.
Yeah,
Right
he
to the
just-
back of the throat.
he would never fall for that.
I know. Maybe I need to do it to like a roommate.
I think Vinny would fall.
You see? I would.
We should try the thing with Vinny with the Skittles later.
We should. Does Vinny like Skittles?
I don't know.
Can he eat them with no teeth?
I don't think so.
Oh,
So he might not eat them. That might not work.
we could tell him to suck on him.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have to necessarily eat them. He just has to see how many can fit in his mouth.
True. Then we can tell him that he can spit them out.
Yeah.
And even if he says, "I don't want to waste them," we'll be like, "It's fine. We
Yeah.
have a whole bag
Yeah.
that we can just redump in
Well,
there."
we can say. Well, I guess we can say bag. We can say Dad got me the tube and a bag or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
A tube and a refill.
Did he walk?
To work?
No. And I just realized we said his name on the internet.
Oops.
Oh well, he probably won't care.
Toodles.
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 Oh,
Oh,
toodles.
toodles.
True.
True.
But
Oh, you mean your father?
yeah. Did he walk?
I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Did he tell you he was leaving?
He did not. But we are recording. Bless you.
I'm allergic to something.
You're allergic to the microphone.
Katie, get out.
Katie, get out. We're allergic to your bullshit.
I have to tinkle.
And I'm hungry.
Oh no. Oh God. I thought I broke it.
Do you hear that? Or am I hearing things?
Is it buzzing?
It's not buzzing, it's like a beeping. A beep. Maybe it's just me.
I heard your phone just go. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Yeah, that's probably my email. I get a lot of emails, you know.
Yeah, do you have the email that's full?
No, not my
You know, I don't understand how your email got so full. You don't
It's
delete.
no, it's not my email. The email's not full. It's the fact that
Oh,
I have
the
so many
storage.
pictures.
Oh.
And that my storage is full. And apparently when your storage is full, you can't receive or send email.
You know, I used to think I took a lot of pictures, but I don't think I've ever ran out of Google storage.
It's okay. I have a solution. I plan to go to Walmart, considering that picture that I printed out of you, literally, well, technically it cost me nothing because the guy at the register paid for it.
Oh, how sweet.
Right. And I think it was because I had so much trouble.
The first time.
Yeah. But it was only going to cost me 15 cents.
Oh, that's not bad.
Right. So I think what I'm going to do is,
You need to get like a photo book.
well, I want to do like a scrapbook, which
Yeah.
I have one, but I think I'm going to need like a binder to use as a scrapbook instead, and then I can get those
They have like binder scrapbook type.
clear filler, sheet or the
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna make a scrapbook with all the pictures that I have,
Okay.
and then each time I print some out, I'll just delete them because I won't need them on my phone if I have them printed out.
Right. Makes sense.
And then I'll free up storage to take more pictures.
Oh Lord.
I just need a regular camera.
They're not that expensive. I think I see one at Walmart for like $30.
Well, gotta make money.
Maybe we'll get rich.
Maybe.
We're lying to ourselves.
We are lying to ourselves. I mean, in this
I'm
society,
even poor in my dreams.
I'm on a fixed income, and I'm broke before I even get paid. I mean, I just got paid the other day, and I'm broke.
I steal from my partner, and I'm still broke because that motherfucker greedy and he don't share.
That's what men do. They don't share their money.
Although, this month, I should be getting $50-some.
It's always good when you get money.
Sad part is half of it's got to go into savings. But that still leaves me enough money to get pizza.
Pizza.
Now I'm hungry.
We're still waiting for the oven to preheat.
But we got chips.
We do have chips.
That was gross.
What was gross? Sorry. I have allergies.
You know what I have?
I'm allergic to bullshit.
Why this isn't bullshit. This is small talk.
Just saying.
I really like that.
Yes, we are still trying to find a name. It will happen.
It will happen.
If
I think we're stuck between those two.
if you build it, they will come.
Like the pyramids?
No.
Oh. What are we building?
That line came from,
Here we go, breaking out the old TV shows.
it was a movie. It was Wayne's World.
This is gonna be noisy. Oh man, I'm hungry. I haven't eaten today.
That's all right. A little ASMR.
It probably doesn't sound as satisfying as we think.
Probably not. The people that do ASMR, they're really good.
I was sure I've never doing that again.
But they're really good at what they do.
You know, I always said that I didn't like ASMR just because it was kind of cringy. When I find myself scrolling on TikTok and I'll come across one of those, and then I'll find myself, like, legit watching it.
Some of it's really satisfying.
And I'm like, yeah, some of it is. But I'll come across some where people are just like, whisper talking like this, which is super satisfying until they make up, like, stories. Like they're a hairdresser, and they, like, scrape a whole bunch of things on the microphone. or they'll like tap things on the microphone. And it's not bad. Like some people are into that. I'm just not.
Right.
Like to me, it's just cringy.
Yes.
Oh no, when I was younger, before ASMR was really a thing, somebody did. It was really weird. They were pretending to be like at a school, like a school nurse,
Mm-hmm.
and they were checking for head lice. And they did it in like ASMR,
Mm-hmm.
and I really enjoyed it.
Oh, I think I saw this girl once, and I don't know, she had like this fake doctor stuff. You know, like the doctor stuff that you would buy for your toddler.
Like, is it a doctor or dentist?
Oh, you know what? Yes,
They have the dentist ones, and I know
it was the dentist one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was still, it was stuff that you buy for your toddler,
Which
and
is
this was
really
a
cool.
grown-
I would buy it for myself.
and but it was a grown adult, and she had this little dry erase thing where you put the patient's name and you check off all the things that you did for the patient, and she did all the stuff,
Yeah.
and it was ASMR. I mean, I don't know how many like likes and follows and views and all that she got, but
I've seen those multiple times on my line. I may have one of those in my Amazon cart. They're very interesting.
I mean, you had that doctor's kit when you were growing up.
I only had that exact one.
No, not the dentist one. You actually had the doctor's one with like the thermometer and the shot and the stethoscope when you were younger. And you definitely went around playing doctor on everyone. You like to give everyone shots.
Oh no. She's getting a phone call.
I'm getting a phone call.
Why should be a solicitor?
It's the husband.
Oh.
Yes. I did not hear your text. My phone wasn't in my hand. No. I'll look at it though. Okay. Love you, bye. That was awkward.
Men always interrupting.
They do. They interrupt everything.
Look, even the jellyfish back there are disappointed. That's a big jellyfish.
That is a very big jellyfish. Reach for it. Katie's looking at porn on her phone over there.
No, I'm playing Monopoly Go.
So she says.
You know, we also didn't ask Katie permission to put her name on the internet.
Oh, my bad.
My name's already on the internet.
That's a good point.
All of our names are on the internet.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they're all on Facebook.
True.
Exactly.
Oh, well. We just can't put random people's name on the internet.
Right.
That'd be a little rude.
Katie, do I have permission to call you a bitch on the internet?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I already did.
Right, that just defeats the purpose of. Okay.
Well, you know.
By the way, my mother starves me.
That is not true.
She's got me eating chips when I could be eating pizza.
We're preheating the oven.
We're talking.
Well, we have been for an hour and a half now recording.
Yeah.
So we should probably wrap things up.
Yeah, because I still have to edit this video. If
Right.
somebody's not helping me, because she doesn't know how.
I do not. I'd rather sit here and talk. So, on that note,
We're gonna go make pizza.
We're gonna go make pizza. So, I hope y'all like the
Is today,
video.
wait, is today Friday?
Uh,
Thursday.
Wednesday.
Today's not Wednesday.
It is Wednesday.
It is Thursday.
Oh, my bad.
So,
Thursday.
I was thinking, I haven't discussed this with my partner yet. Oh, but I was thinking, Mondays are always a rough day.
Okay.
So I was thinking we would film every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. 3 times a week.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a plan to me.
And then all the other days we can plan.
What we're going to talk about?
Yes.
Sounds like a plan.
Even though most of the time we will probably just be
Off topic.
off topic and randomly speaking about everything and nothing.
Yeah, because earlier somehow we got into, well, okay, I guess it was kind of on topic about the whole date thing.
Right. We had planned on talking about awkward first dates.
Yeah. So that kind of worked out. But then we started talking about homeless and
But you know, every other day, when we don't record, we sit around talking about everything and nothing anyway.
true.
So on the days that we aren't recording, we just write down what we were talking about.
Right. It's now though we're gonna like talk about something or we're like, no, don't finish that. We'll talk about it on the internet.
Right. Will you wait for the recording?
I'm gonna wake up and then, Mom, I have a really cool dream to tell you. You're like, nope, stop it right there. Tell me on the
Write it
internet.
down.
Write it down.
We will discuss it later.
We'll discuss. So yeah. So every Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, you can hear us bullshit
About bullshit.
about bullshit.
Because we like to bullshit.
Is that what we're calling this? Bullshit?
It sounds like a plan.
I mean-
Bullshit.
Bullshit. Okay. Well,
So on that note,
on that note,
again, we're going to make pizza.
hope you like the video.
Peace out, bitches.
And we're done.